Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're unpacking a blueprint for something that is just absolutely universally relevant, and that's true resilience. We're looking at a super concise guide on cultivating a resilient mindset to figure out how to not just, survive those difficult times, but actually use them to thrive. It's fascinating because it takes this really abstract concept and breaks it down into clear, actionable steps. Let's see exactly how this works. Okay, let's dive into this. Before we look at the actual mechanics of the framework, let's do a really quick internal check-in. What is your current level of resilience? Just take a second and actually think about that. When things get difficult, say a huge project derails at work or a personal plan just completely falls apart, do you bounce back quickly or do you kind of get stuck in the mud? We're starting with this internal check-in because, well, you simply cannot build a resilient mindset without first acknowledging where you currently stand. Your baseline absolutely matters. Now, this framework distills the whole seemingly overwhelming process into just two fundamental steps. Identify and assess your baseline, and then practice resilience in your day-to-day life. It's beautifully simple, right? This isn't positioned as some rare genetic gift that you either magically have or you don't. Instead, it's a highly structured, conscious process. First comes the internal reflection, and then comes the external, daily practice. Let's stay in that first, reflective step for just a moment. We really need to identify our current level of resilience. And honestly, this requires some radical honesty. Look back at recent hurdles and ask yourself how you actually reacted. Did you shut down? Did you push through? Or, hey, maybe you lashed out of frustration. Identifying this behavior is literally the very first required action. It's like a map. You can't chart a clear path to a stronger mindset if you don't map out your true starting coordinates. And it's definitely not just about giving yourself a baseline grade and calling it a day. It's about pinpointing the exact gaps. By actively assessing your areas for improvement, like, say, a tendency to panic initially, or perhaps a habit of completely isolating yourself when things get tough, you're laying the vital groundwork for action. Being super analytical about these specific emotional and mental responses highlights exactly what needs the most work as we start moving forward. All right, and here is where we completely shift gears. We've done the reflection, we've found our baseline, now we're moving entirely into the execution phase, practicing resilience in day-to-day life. I absolutely love the energy of this directive. It frames resilience as a muscle. It's not this emergency reserve you only tap into for a massive life crisis. It's something you actively use in your daily routine. Every minor inconvenience, every delayed flight, every frustrating conversation, all of it is an opportunity to put this into practice. So the crucial point is, how exactly do we practice this every single day? Well, the framework gives us a specific 3-part toolkit to conquer challenges. Face challenges with a growth mindset, seek support from others, and learn from past experiences. Let's look at how to actually apply each of these tactics individually so you can see exactly how they fit into a perfectly normal day. First step in the toolkit is facing challenges with a growth mindset. Now, in this context, a growth mindset isn't just some overused corporate buzzword. It's the active, deliberate choice to face your daily hurdles head-on. Rather than avoiding a problem or viewing it as some permanent, immovable roadblock, you confront it directly. You view the challenge as the exact mechanism through which you will grow stronger. It completely flips the internal narrative from, why is this happening to me, to, okay, what is this teaching me? Moving right along to the second daily practice, seeking support from others. There is a very common, totally misplaced myth out there that true resilience means just gritting your teeth and surviving entirely on your own. But this framework completely shatters that idea. Relying on your community, your peers, and your loved ones is presented as a core daily necessity. Asking for help isn't a failure of resilience, it is literally a primary ingredient of it. When the load gets heavy, a resilient mind knows exactly when to distribute the weight. And this brilliantly illustrates our final tactic: learning from past experiences. This is really the ultimate engine of a resilient mindset. It's about creating a continuous, looping feedback system. When you face a challenge, whether you succeed smoothly or stumble significantly, you extract the lesson, you take what you assessed from your past, just like we discussed back in step 1, and you apply those hard-won lessons to the challenges of today. Your history literally becomes the fuel for your future strength. Which leads us to the ultimate takeaway. We've got the exact framework right in front of us. Assess your baseline, face challenges directly, lean on others, and extract the lessons. So I'm going to leave you with this. How will you use your past experiences to build your resilient mindset today? You have the blueprint. The very next challenge you face is your first opportunity to practice. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and keep cultivating that mindset.